It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Milton Glueck along with Dr. Calvin Finch, Mark Peterson, and us. Just different people will pop up throughout the broadcast, and they will talk to us. Maybe Trace will come on up, but yep, give us a call. But you be part of the show at 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867, the number to call to be a part of the show. You want to start off with your...
Well, I was going to say, it's a lovely day here.
It is a lovely day.
You and I, and Calvin are all in short sleeve.
Yeah, you could have easily worn shorts today. It's 76, or it was a few minutes ago, so the high today of 83. Woof.
I started with a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Didn't last long.
So is this March comes in like a lamb?
Yeah. No.
Wait.
No, the other way around. Lion and then lamb.
Oh, well, if it comes in like a lamb, what does that mean?
It's going to be a donkey.
Does it go out like a lion if it comes in like a lamb?
No, I don't think it's reversed.
It just comes in like a gentler, it goes out like a gentler lamb?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of something
or
more
a very woolly
lamb.
Very warm.
I think you were right. You said it comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I said it's coming in like a lamb.
But
today is a lamb day.
Yeah. And
if
then
it's coming in a lamb, what could it leave as? And
yeah,
I'm trying to think. Maybe a rabbit? Comes in like a rabbit? A gopher. Maybe a gopher.
Okay. We'll figure it out. But yes, March is coming in like a lamb. It is a pretty day, and it's amazing. I've mentioned this before, but yeah, when you pull into Milberger's, there's police and stuff, plenty of parking, but there's plenty of people here. It's fun when the gardening weather kind of kicks in, and those gardening hormones, as we like to call them, go, I should be out getting something. Maybe I need to get some petunias like that lady, or is that a bougainvillea the woman next to her has?
Yes. Yeah. It's a bougainvillea, but I don't know what's in the back.
Oh, I don't either. I can't tell.
Oh, but by the way, I was pointing at you guys on the porch.
Oh, because you found?
Zinnia's Dreamland mix.
Really?
Right straight ahead of us.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's what I was pointing at,
Dreamland?
Yeah.
Blooming?
No,
not yet, I guess.
No, not yet. But I'm like, that's why I was so shocked. Whoa, look at this. We have some. Now, everyone out there, that's one of our favorite pollinator plants out there.
Milton and I also had a question about the peppers.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, they're probably not here yet.
Yeah, well, that's why I had to go back out to the tables.
Yeah, we could be wrong.
The staff said, because I just zoomed past it because peppers look like peppers. And I thought they were all jalapenos. But no, we have some, we have one or two banana peppers, some colorful red and orange bell peppers.
Do we have more peppers in the greenhouse?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Trace.
Lots. I think, don't we have tomatoes in the greenhouse too?
Oh, do we? Okay.
So that's a question. Remember, Milton.
Okay.
Remember that. We have to ask
peppers
Trace
in the greenhouse. Peppers in the greenhouse. Peppers in the greenhouse.
Okay.
Oh man, everybody's enjoying the bougainvilleas. She got an orange one and a couple.
Did you check out the website? Is bougainvilleas on sale?
I will check.
I have the hard copy.
You have the hard copy. You look at the hard copy, but I don't remember seeing it, but that doesn't mean...
No, I don't see anything on the hard copy.
Okay. Antique roses are on sale.
Yeah.
2 for $45 in the number 2 pot.
No, look at this.
Are the Mountain Laurels...
It covers everything, all the way from blackberries to bluebonnets. And remember, we got bluebonnets.
Yep, transplants.
We got singles, and we have 6-packs.
And my research is telling me it's okay still to plant transplants of bluebonnets.
That's absolutely correct. Okay. Absolutely.
All right. So get them over here. Are the
got
bluebonnets on
another
sale, you
2 to
said?
3
I think
2
so.
2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Probably 3.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still waiting for mine to do something exciting. I've got one that's coming back. Oh, by golly, if you want to hear a testimonial on Crawford reseeding lettuce, I don't know that anything is cat-proof, but it was laid on by a cat. It was scratched over by a cat. It was squashed by a cat. Same cat. And it's coming back.
Aren't you going to eat it?
Oh,
The
yes.
cat or the lettuce?
Calvin, you want to answer that?
What?
No.
About eating it?
No, about whether you meant the Crawford lettuce or the cat.
Oh, the lettuce. I meant.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. Mark wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't know. I might. It got squashed. It was gone. So this is new. This is new growth.
I should have checked.
Did you have a question? Can we ask it on the air? We're doing our show.
Does it make any difference?
Okay, then
I
here they-
lost my box. I lost my boxwoods.
Oh, here, grab the mic so we can hear you.
Grab so we can hear
You'll be
you.
on the air, and both of them
We're on the
will hear
radio.
you. Yeah, we're on the radio.
So we can hear too.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's going on? You lost your boxwood.
I lost my boxwoods, and so I had to take them all out. They were 35 years old.
Oh,
But
there
due
you
to
go. Yes,
the
yes.
weather, we took them all out. Now, I'm trying to think what would be attractive, and of course, drought-free for starting.
How tall do you want them?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Probably no more than my. Let's say
I'm inclined towards
right here.
dwarf.
Hold on, because you'll have
and
more
Burford.
questions.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
you'll-
no,
great.
I was,
No. You like the Chinese. You like dwarf Chinese.
No, I
huh?
was.
Okay.
I was thinking standard Yopan, the dwarf Yopan, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's got a small leaf like boxwood.
Yes.
It's very disciplined, and it's much more predictable than your boxwood would be, or if you replanted boxwood, there would be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. But you got lots of choices.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I know.
my
It's confusing me because you have so many choices. I want something attractive.
So, shade, sun.
It's partial. I have a big tree in front.
Okay, so that helps.
perfect for
Yeah.
the
dwarf Yopan.
For the hollies, any
Yeah.
of them. But I would just go and look at those the dwarf Yopan and those
And
the dwarf Burford, and what was the other one?
Carissa is what we like. I like
Yeah.
it. Carissa.
I can't
CA.
remember all those names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
look-
why I'm just going to give you 2.
Okay.
There's Calvin's and mine.
And then look at those and see which one you like the best, because they'll both be drought tolerant, they'll both be shade tolerant, and they can deal with our weather. So they're good. They'd be good
And
choices.
they don't get too tall, right?
Okay. No, I don't
no,
want them
no.
too tall. I want them. Okay.
Good.
Right.
But now I want something to complement on the sides here.
We are
where
looking
it
at the
fits
phone.
inside.
Can you see the picture?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
Well, what
you don't
about
want my advice.
what
Just- you want his.
I would do? I would go with a dwarf like a dwarf Yopan, and then on that corner I would use like a dwarf Burford, which is a brighter green. It's got bigger leaves and a little taller than your Yopan, and that would they look really good together. But
Dwarf.
dwarf Yopan for the
Yeah.
Front.
the little one,
Oh, yeah.
and then the corner dwarf Burford. Look at those
Dwarf.
Burford.
Burford.
Let's see if I can find him here.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you
we
can.
have staff. Just find somebody
Yeah.
with
Okay.
Milberg on there.
Yeah, they're right. They should be right in here.
Yeah, they're right behind us on the porch.
Well, thank you for your advice,
Sure.
and that's what I needed.
And the good news is that all of those hollies will meet your requirements for the weather and for the water, and so you can kind of pick and choose the ones you like the looks of.
Okay.
And the other thing is that the hollies are disciplined growers, most of them. Well, and you can recognize it when you look at them.
Yeah.
What you see is what you'll get in your.
Okay. is this a good time to plant them and get them started?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Big exclamation point. Yes.
Okay, all
you
right.
could have done it 3 or 4 months ago, but
Really?
no, it's still a good time.
I was worried about the freeze.
No.
Okay, dwarf.
Yeah, look at Dwarf Yopon as the primary, and then look at the Dwarf Burford
Here,
as the corner.
type it in your phone. Okay, she's going to do that. So it was. Tell me when you're ready, but I'll give the phone number while you get ready. 210-308-8867 is our number to call to be a part of the show. You ready? All right. Tell her, miss, raise your hand when you're ready. Just wave at us.
I'm a little slow on this.
That's okay. We got it. We're okay. We're gonna help you. Okay, so you recommending
Yopon Holly,
dwarf?
Dwarf Yopon,
No, it's an AU.
YAU.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look in my notes now.
Oh, okay. Or you can just talk into it too. Yeah, I know, but it doesn't. But the Yopon holly
Holly.
and dwarf Burford holly.
And dwarf
Burford.
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 There's not there. Just kind of look at them. You'll see the ones you like, and then you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're right there.
Alrighty.
All right.
Tell us how it goes. What's that? I'm sorry.
Okay. No, I'm going to go and try for it.
Yeah, and
Right
just
now.
get one of the employees to help you, and you'll be doing great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Hope
for
you-
your advice.
Fine.
Thanks for
Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for
participating.
coming on the air.
Yeah.
All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. That leads to a good question,
Yeah.
if we can, which is, when is it too late to plant something like that? Hey,
Never.
Nelson. Okay.
It's,
Antonio?
technically, it's never.
Okay.
However, the best times would be November 1st to April 1st.
In the-
okay,
or
which
May
is now.
1st.
In the old days,
Yeah.
we had a little tighter on the times, but
Oh.
when you got potted up tomatoes in relatively large containers, and you've got recommended varieties, you're pretty home free.
Okay. Oh, I meant like the shrubs and stuff.
Yeah.
Shrubs and trees.
Now,
Remember-
if you're a little different if you're in Minnesota or Michigan, but down
Yeah,
here,
they're still trying to get the frozen soil.
Oh, okay.
Working it up.
No, I don't think we have any.
hey, it's equally hard to dig sometimes.
Yes.
Our rocks or the frozen
Yeah,
rock.
we have similar in that way. We are both similar in that way.
Do you see any frozen? Do you think we have
No,
much
no,
frozen
we
soil
have
here?
rocks. That
Yes,
would
we
be
do have
hard.
rocks.
Or,
Have you
or
tried
in
to-
Michigan and Minnesota, they'd be frozen.
Oh, I
frozen
gotcha.
surf. So in that way, yes, we are both
Okay.
similar.
But we, I said this before, but when we were young, we would dig.
The last millennia,
Yeah,
during the last millennia.
we would. Part of our games and fun would be to dig trenches and tunnels in the soil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was so easy to dig, and organic material and deep soil, and of course, I just can't imagine trying to do that here in the rock.
Well, if you want to have fun too, I can't imagine doing it here. We used to try to do that in New Orleans too, and remember, New Orleans is a certain amount. Just
Water them.
yes, you keep digging down, you get about 3 feet, and all of a sudden it starts puddling up. Yeah, so you couldn't do it there either. But
Interesting.
great for the plants. All right.
All right, I was going to give her a third option.
Oh, what was your third option?
The third option was very standard. What she was asking for, a row of evergreens in the front, and then some evergreens on the ends of the house. So it's like very standard,
Oh, okay.
very plain, very boring, very myth. So there's no rule that says you have to have. I don't mind the evergreens in the front.
Right,
but,
okay.
But there's no rule that says you have to have evergreens on the end.
Oh,
No law. There is no law that says you have to have that.
But why would you pick? What would you pick over there that wasn't evergreen that would compete with those medium-sized hollies?
Well, so I might do something even smaller. I might do, if it's really shady, spider plants, or maybe liriope. big lot variety, which would be evergreen, but have some flowers. So in other words, I wouldn't be standard with the evergreens, but that is very standard, very design. One of the principles of design, they did put that in.
I saw I can't remember. I saw the advertisement. Maybe it was on my phone on social networking. They had Lariat with the blue flowers.
Yeah.
They are very attractive.
So so they're going to be about 18 to 24 inches.
Yeah,
so.
And that it's essential here in San Antonio. If you're going to do Lariat, you need to do it in the shade. You don't do it in full sun.
Right. So I didn't know how much shade she had. It
sounded like she went
I know
pretty
from
good
her
situation.
photo that she had some big shade. Big trees with lots of shade.
But they are, that is a good plant. It's a pretty plant.
All right.
So just something different.
No, cool. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Speaking of different stuff, you want to talk about your classes that are coming up?
Yes, I went and checked, and the class here at Milberger's is scheduled for the 15th at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Is that 2 weeks?
Yeah, basically two.
Not next week, but the week after.
Weeks, yeah. And it is two slots are available still.
Okay.
Out of the 35 that we.
Tell me when I can give the number. Yep, but
and you can. That doesn't mean you can't come and listen to the lecture. It just means that we commit to handing out 35 milkweeds, seeded milkweeds. If you're willing to monitor the milkweeds and report the germination and report any success or lack of success you have with the transplanting. So that's here at Milberger's, and that number is, Milton?
210-497-3760. 210-497-3760. It's also on the website, milbergernursery.com. So if you got your phone out and you can go to milbergernursery.com and you'll see the number. But yeah, get on that list. There's still 2 slots.
That's right. And then the next Saturday, there is a class at the Dream Hill Estates Education Resource Center, and that's got about half the slots are still available.
Okay, good.
And that is 210-382-4455. And again, basically the same lecture, and you'll get the plants if you make the commitment to monitor them. And that's over by the medical center. It's actually 6802 Dorothy Louise Drive, and that is listed in the paper today. All these classes are listed in the paper, and also all the classes are listed on the website,
yep.
on Milberger's website.
Milbergernursery.com.
And I say all these classes because the two classes I talked about here at Milberger's and at Dream Hill Estates are in March, and then in April we have a class in New Braunfels at the Master Gardener headquarters there, and that's in April 5th. And then we also have a class co-sponsored by the Gardening Volunteers of South Texas at the Sinkin Laboratory at the SAC.
Yeah, Eco Central on Main and Locust.
And that'll be all those classes are in the morning, and they are all listed on the Milberger's website if you want more information about them and which phone number to call to register for them.
Yeah, depending on the one that you want. But yes, absolutely. So, all right, let's take a quick break. I sent those numbers back to Al at the station, our producer. So Al will have those, and if you need them, you call this number, 210-308-8867. That's also the number you call for your gardening questions. I bet you, what's you thinking about doing today? No breeze out there, just a slight breeze maybe, but nice and warm and sunny. So 210-308-8867. More in a moment on Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 on Bulverde Road. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, our phone number 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Give us a call and ask us that gardening question that's been on your mind. We'll cover some other stuff in just a second, but before we do, I want to make sure that you know about Prusky's Market right there in Atkins, Texas. If you are looking for the best meats, if you want to make something for your family tonight, or you're going to do, because of the weather, you're going to do some grilling, okay, I'm just telling you, hop in the car today, run on down to Prusky's, or tomorrow when they open, run on down to Prusky's on Highway 87, and they will help you find the best meats, the best products to grill up on that, including whether it's beef or poultry, whether you're looking for sausage, whether
turkey,
jerky and turkey,
rabbit.
What's that? And rabbit.
I'm hungry for rabbit. I haven't had.
Are you
it for
hungry
years.
for rabbit? We need
and pepper.
We need to ask Edmund to make rabbit sausage.
A rabbit or just roast rabbit?
Just roast rabbit? I've never had rabbit either, I don't think.
Well, we used to have it quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
In Minnesota, but it just eating habits have changed.
You remember Huss and Pfeffer?
Yeah.
You ever hear that?
Yes.
That's rabbit.
From Bugs Bunny?
Yeah.
But, yeah, if you're looking for we had the, speaking of words that sound funny to say, we had the kashushko sausage.
When I have a cookie in my mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mark brought some last time. I bought some of the other, and it is delicious. I mean, you will absolutely love it. It is so tasty. That's the sausage.
It is very good.
Potato sausage, Calvin likes that they have there, and everything that you need. So head on over to Prusky's Market, Highway 87 between 410 and I-10. I'm sorry, between 410 and 1604. And, you'll trust me, you'll love it. It's an old-fashioned meat market experience that you'll absolutely love. And on the website at pruskysmeatmarket.com, pruskysmeatmarket.com. So let's see. 210-308-8867. But we were going to talk about something when we came back.
Well, I thought that was a good discussion we had about the hollies and those other plants for the basic landscape.
Yeah, this time of year we start getting phone calls on what's a good hedge, privacy hedge. And hollies are one of my favorites. I think they're very good.
Now,
very, very versatile in that regard.
Now, one thing we've faced, which we really didn't expect on hollies, is that they can, if you don't get them established, they can have problems with this droughty weather we have.
Right.
So you want to make, and they don't warn you that when they're going to decline. So you just want, when you buy a new one, you just want to make a note to water it. Mark's got the elaborate formula, but basically you water it every time the soil dries until it gets established for that first year.
That's why I always like to mix and match, so I don't have a single species. A lot of people just want a single species, and let's get two or three different species.
Yeah.
Some xylosma, maybe a flowering, maybe something like Texas mountain laurel. Just stick in there.
Which is blooming now?
Well,
starting.
I haven't seen it yet, but
yes.
I expect it. Oh, you have seen it. Oh, all right.
Just, in fact, I was trying to remember who. I think it was my. It was one of the maybe my irrigation contractors or one of the neighbors said something about, well, when are the mountain laurels going to start blooming? And then he turned his head and then he said,
wow.
Oh, it is blooming right there. Is one.
No,
Red buds are blooming.
Oh, the red buds are because didn't we get that last Sunday?
Last Sunday I saw something blooming, but I wasn't quite sure what it was, whether it was a Mexican buckeye or red bud.
You know, something that is not showing much action, as far as I can tell, is our the daffodil related, the ones that start in the house and
the paper whites.
Paper whites outside.
Well,
the foliage, I think the foliage has started, but I haven't seen any blooms yet. That's another great plant that'll naturalize, and I like it best when it's outside rather than inside. And
Paper whites and other narcissus, Grand Mark, Treventhion. These are all real good narcissus or what's the other name for narcissus? Daffodils.
Oh, okay.
And the deer do not eat them.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yes, they naturalize. They can take a partial shade, and you put if you put them on the edge of your shrub border, that's another one.
I like that as a border. Maybe a little rock, and then put the iris or daffodils right alongside of it.
They really use it a lot in New England, and of course in Europe too. But we can use it here. It's a good plant.
Very cool. All right. Do you think those petunias in front of us are the wave?
That are what?
The wave?
The wave?
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not wave? They're sure pretty in the
They're in
hang.
the baskets, so I'm assuming no.
I don't think so. No, they
Okay.
don't look like the wave. They look nice, but they don't have the flowers not quite as large, and the colors are not quite as intense.
Oh, okay. That's sure pretty.
Yeah.
That would be tough.
Hanging baskets, yeah.
Yeah, we talk about instant color sometimes. If you're trying to get that, that would be a good one. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. You picked up some seeds. You want to talk
Yeah, I
a little
want to
bit
remind everybody that it's not too late to do seeds, both vegetables and flowers. Now, it's if you're going to get some milkweed or some pollinator seed, I picked some common ones off our racks that we have here. And it says 2 to 4 weeks before the average last frost date. What's our average frost date?
Is that March 15th?
That's correct. Okay. So it's a great time to get them in the ground right now.
And don't work that getting them in the ground thing. Just
yeah.
If you're talking about milkweeds, they do better in my experience if they're on top of the ground.
And one of them has milkweed, butterfly flowers, irresistible blend. Well, it's mostly swamp.
Is that swamp?
The seed right here. It's mostly swamp, milkweed. So this is one of the ones that you'll be talking about. The rate of germination.
They've started to germinate, yeah.
And the rate of activity. What we found out is a lot of them germinate, but then there's not a lot of activity on them. So we're always looking to find out why. And then radish or vegetables. So I just picked up radishes, carrots, peas, sugar snaps,
and I haven't replanted the sugar snaps yet, but I did replant the sweet peas.
Yeah.
So
I saw them on there, and I went, "Oh, Kevin, we'll remember the sweet peas." So but Kentucky, green beans. So pull Kentucky Wonders and Blue Lake. That's always been my favorite.
Well,
available up there.
I was interested in that.
Sorry?
That report you had on the zinnias. What situation are they in? Are they
the report on what? I'm sorry.
The zinnias.
Zinnias. Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. Race over but I'm pretty sure it's Dreamland.
Okay, we have another thing coming up.
But they're in.
They're in 4s, but small.
4 inches. Oh,
yeah,
small.
but small.
So the plants are small.
Yeah, the plants are small. They haven't developed a flower stalk.
Because they're pretty versatile zinnias, but we're pressing them a little bit to. That's another plant that generally does better after March 15th, but every time I say that, then they start growing in the garden too.
Yeah.
They reseed themselves quite often.
But it is versatile, and it is a wonderful pollinator plant.
It's one of the best, one of the all-stars, along with the Miss Fowler.
Do you hear the enthusiasm in Calvin and I's voice? We like zinnias.
Yeah.
Zinnias, and then later on, the
is that
periwinkle.
them out there, the second thing?
Yeah,
okay.
Second table.
Okay.
They make great cut flowers, too.
All right, so if I'm going to do zinnias, where do I do them?
in the sun.
No, I know that, but like, do I do a bed or put them in a container? Probably both, I imagine.
I was going to say
yeah.
yes. My answer was going to be yes.
Okay.
You've got some choices too. You've got some smaller flowered zinnias that will do very well in the hanging baskets and in relatively small containers.
Okay.
And they can take a lot of heat in that blast of the sun here. They love it. They eat it up.
All right.
But you also can do the classic one is the Dreamland, and that's a spectacular shaped flower. The colors are very intense, compact, but it's only about 12 inches tall, 14 inches tall.
That's not bad.
But Mark's talked about the seed racks, the California zinnias, and there's 4 or 5 different.
I was going to say every year we have to go, and I have to go back and go. Okay, what are the 4 or 5 varieties of zinnias? Is it Sentinel or is it something else? Or yeah,
the zinnias really respond to seeding too. That's one of those those folks that like to have something that they seed in addition to the ones Mark listed. Zinnias are classic, and nothing is better than a garden of California zinnias. Very tall.
Yeah, the very tall
intense
ones. We didn't have a whole lot last year. Hoping to have a little bit more this year. We had just a couple weekends where we had the big tall ones.
All right, 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867, the number to call to be a part of the show. Yeah, so I can get transplants of the zinnias, or I can get seeds.
Right. So, and I always like to say that we have wonderful container grow plants here, transplants. But don't forget about the seed racks.
Yep, good point.
Particularly in spring and in the fall for wildflowers.
Yeah.
You can have one.
What's that?
You can touch it.
No. I was trying to...
You, grabbed it and pulled yourself away.
I was trying to think of... I'd seen something in my research for today that talked about planting beans and stuff. And
yes. So we talked a little bit about it last week. We're getting to that time of year where there are certain things that you could do by seed. Beans are one of them. Of course, carrots, radishes. What else?
Cucumbers.
Cucumbers, that's right. That was the other one.
That one's a very easy one to grow and very productive. I've come to appreciate cucumbers. I never did.
And this is about time. We're getting a couple weeks before the last average frost date is time to start growing them.
Okay. Yeah, I think we get cucumber transplants, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
They're another one very easy to grow with seed, though.
Okay.
They're in the same league as zinnia.
I'll have to get some cucumber seeds because I really like the idea of trellising it up the thing.
Yeah.
That sounded fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can plant them. That's another thing you can plant on old tomato cages.
Yeah. So on Facebook, they had a farmer. He was doing cucumbers and zucchinis on kind of a big long rack.
Oh, okay.
And he's keeping all the fruit off the ground. But it was funny. It said, cucumbers, all these long fruit, and zucchinis on these long racks. And that was kind of neat, a little different.
And it uses, if you have limited space, most of us have plenty of space upward. We just don't have space along the ground level.
All right, Blake is on the line. We're going to get to him and see if we can answer his question. 210-308-8867. Hey, Blake, what's going on?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
How to kill Asian jasmine. Glyphosate doesn't touch it. 2,4-D doesn't touch it. Remedy doesn't touch it. The only thing that touches it is a weed eater. What can you put on it to permanently knock it out?
Now you hear the silence. Why? Why are you trying to knock it out? Is it taking over something?
after the freeze in 21 and the drought at 22, it's just so splotchy and gross looking. I just want to clean things up. And then in the south side of the yard, where the north wind didn't hit it, it's too thick and it's just everywhere. I just want to get rid of it and have a clean look.
Is it? What else is by it? You can actually kill it with Roundup, but it's got to be a really potent mix.
Yeah, it's got to be the concentrate, and you mix it up yourself, and then you add a sticker, spreader sticker, otherwise known as a couple drops dishwashing
right.
soap.
Just a surfactant.
Yeah,
I've tried glyphosate. I've tried glyphosate for years over the jasmine, and it was great because it killed out all the other junk in there, but it never touched the jasmine.
Huh. Well, because that Mark and I have experienced this. We had a tendency to tell the city crews that's how you control the weeds in the Asiatic jasmine, and then of course everybody got a little bit wild with it and had some mixes that were too concentrated, and it actually did kill the jasmine.
Yeah.
So if you might want to just do a mix a little more potent, and experiment with it, but it'll kill it.
The maximum what the label says, and maybe a touch more concentrate. But I'm surprised the 2,4-D didn't work on there, like a weed-free zone, which is one that we like to promote because it doesn't have a temperature constraint.
Did you try weed-free zone?
No, I've got agricultural 2,4-D.
Oh,
and it didn't touch it. And again, Remedy didn't touch it.
Yeah, I'm surprised Remedy didn't either. So
that's true.
Just made it shiny.
All right. Well, the next step is weed it down to the ground, wait for the new growth, and then try to get the glyphosate on it.
Instead of hitting the glyphosate on a mature
That's
crop
correct.
or leaf.
The fact the adaptation is it has thick, waxy leaves.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why you need a surfactant on that. Try to hope to get more. To dissolve some of the wax and try to get more of the chemical in. So what I would do is weed it right down to the ground, and when it starts coming up in the next couple of weeks, hit it then.
And
I've got it.
How much of the surfactant? Not much.
Yeah. It's a couple of drops. It's like
it's the dishwater.
A couple of squirts.
I've got some 9. I've got some 9 or ionic surfactants, so I'll put that in there.
Well, okay.
That's good.
Yeah, don't use one of the oils. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, just the soap works.
Yeah.
Right.
All
Okay,
right.
So that's the steps I do.
Let us know how it goes.
Let us know. Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you,
Thank
Blake.
you.
All right, you take care. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Let's take a quick break and come back in a moment. Give us a call like Blake did. Let's see if we can't help you with your sticky problem. Back in a moment on 9:30 a.m., The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Milton Glueck along with Mark Peterson, Dr. Calvin Finch, talking to you about gardening. 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. You went on a...
Yeah, so I may have made a mistake. And before Trace comes up and just beats me over the head, it's not weed clear. I may have said weed clear, but it's weed free.
Oh, okay.
And the reason we like that one because it has a wide temperature range of anywhere. You may use it anywhere between 40 and 85 degrees.
I think you did right.
Did I say it right?
I thought it was wheat free. Yeah.
I had to go back and look at my notes to make sure I said it correctly.
But it's just amazing to me that when you sometimes just the way he described it, he would have been happy to find a mistake that worked to solve his problem.
Yeah.
But it turned out exactly the way everybody predicted would, which is unusual.
Not knowing the site, I would have tended to try to keep it, but who knows? Yeah. Every landscape is different. Every microsite is a little bit different, so you can you have to judge accordingly.
Well, and there's so many gardeners right now that are attempting to expand the Asian jasmine rather than get rid of it. It's a great ground cover.
Yeah, we've had, I think, 2 or 3 questions in the past couple weeks about Asian jasmine. Remember, I said that was the leap, the sleep, creep, and leap.
Right, yeah. And so famous. I think Bob and I, or Bob Webster, another radio station, kind of created that. Was first it leaps. First it sleeps, then it leaps, then it creeps, and then it leaps.
Right.
Sorry, everyone.
What they're saying is that it's slow to fill in.
Yeah, and actually, I think if people don't know that, they're like, "What's happening? Nothing is happening."
Nothing is happening.
Yeah.
What did I do?
Thank
do I
you.
water more? No. I have to put my saws hat on and say, a lot of people want to get rid of their heavily used grass, water use grass, and replace it with something. But don't overwater anything.
Yeah.
A little goes a long way.
Okay, just be patient.
Be patient.
All right. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. The number to call with your gardening question. What else is going on in the gardening world, gentlemen? We got some time, but I tell you what, we'll focus on your article when we come back from the news at 1. Okay. But we can focus on the weather a little bit and talk about it. Wow. Yeah. So.
Well, let's just say you asked what's going on.
Should I bring my plants back out now?
Yes. I think it's time. I think you can do that.
You think so?
You're still in?
No, I was being. Yeah. It's 50. It's the mid to low 50s for the evening lows, and when it's 56, 62, 64. Yeah, I think it's going to be warm. 53. Is there a cold front coming anywhere?
Next November?
Yeah. Nope. It looks like now through Friday, the highs are all in the upper 70s and 80s, which is cool. All right, sorry.
No, it's hot.
Boom. Okay. Sorry.
I was going to say what to focus on is what not to focus on, because you can do pretty much everything going on here in the garden.
Well, one of the things I like to focus on is the old-fashioned and modern tough roses that are on sale.
Yeah.
They're wonderful. You talk about a great addition to your landscape. Relatively easy to grow. They bloom over a long period. And one of our listeners who was talking about the hollies and was looking for one that was drought tolerant. Well, here's another set of plants that is very drought tolerant and actually fits in a xeriscape. We used to always recommend that they be included. These roses be included. Old Belinda's Dream and Grandma's Yellow, Mrs. Dudley Cross. Yeah. And my favorite. Help me on that.
I was going to say Carefree
Beauty.
Okay, all right.
Carefree Beauty. That was that's a great one. And a lot of them they go to about 6 feet tall and about equally around in diameter, maybe a little bit more in diameter than that, and really make a nice planting and easy to take care of. You don't necessarily have to prune them. You can. Hopefully, we won't prune them like we did in one of our TV shows, Milton. back in the old days. Yeah.
No, poor Calvin. If you thought me and
took
the
several days,
the
several
aerators,
years.
yeah, it did. You kept talking about. You thought me and the aerator was a thing that made Calvin nervous when we were pruning that Belinda's Dream, and Jerry did it 3 times. But he had to keep pruning. Once you prune, you can't.
3 takes?
3 takes. Yes.
No.
So,
No.
poor Calvin was like, "What are you doing? Please stop."
Well, no, that Belinda Dream is that's floral quality. Roses.
Yeah.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
And so even though it's one of the old-fashioned landscape type one, earth kind, it really produces a lovely flower.
It does.
Mhm.
And again, easy to
Some
take
people
care
say
of.
fragrant.
And some people say fragrant.
I haven't
Moderate.
noticed. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorites, Mrs. Douglas Cross. It has medium. So again,
That's what
that's
what Mark says.
Yeah, it could have fragrance. It could not have fragrance, according to the individual.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They definitely have attractive flowers and attractive plants, and they fit into our landscapes. They're tough, drought tolerant plants, and so it's a good addition. It allows you to do a finished, neat landscape in control, but also at minimal maintenance, and another way to save on water in your landscape, because you want to watch it. I mean, they bloom better, of course, if you have the weather like we had in this last summer, and you give them you water them once they're established every couple of weeks. But in a typical San Antonio summer, with our typical rainfall, you generally I remember several years in a row where I never had to water any of them.
Yeah.
But they're good. Look them up. Go on the website and
look up.
I think they list the varieties there, don't they?
Yeah,
of course, why don't you come here to Millburg? Look at them.
Yeah. So you can look up a website called Earth Kind Roses. And there's some of them we mentioned. Not all of them we mentioned, but most of them. Or just individually. Just the ones Calvin mentioned in his article last week, correct? Yeah, all the great antique roses, drought-tolerant roses.
Well, and if you like rose hips, that one of the varieties even has rose hips, and it sets hips at the same time during its long bloom period. So you don't have one or the other. You have both.
Okay.
That's at your Carefree.
Yeah, Carefree Beauty. And
that's just another reason why to get
it's
it.
a pink 4-inch plus bloom, relatively flat, a couple layers, but a darker pink color than the Belinda's Dream. But of course, it doesn't make it's not as good as a cut flower as the Belinda's Dream is. But they're very, very showy in your landscape, very tough. And then you get those rose hips, you can have your rose tea, and you can, of course, you'll have to share it with the birds and the wildlife. Although the hips are relatively large, so the little birds don't go after them.
Oh, okay. All right, 210-308-8867. And do we have Grandma's Yellow, too? I know we did a couple weeks ago.
We did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
so
that one.
when Calvin and I did our investigation of all of them, we found that one. I cannot say that I have seen it since.
Okay.
But I assume that we still have some, because we had a lot of roses here.
Do you remember whether whether Grandma's Yellow was originally the Seguin or the Nacogdoches?
Nacogdoches.
It was Nacogdoches? The Nacogdoches rose? Because the Seguin was...
No. I'm like, what? Did we say the Nacogdoches was Katy Road /
No, I thought-
Carefree Beauty, or did we say Grandma's Yellow was the Katy slash Nacogdoches?
No, it wasn't Katy Road.
No.
Okay.
No, Katy Road was the...
There were two yellow
Was
roses.
the Carefree Beauty?
Yeah.
There were two yellow roses that came out at the same time. Remember Paxton had the issue with one, and so did I. One was fragrant, but that was the one that had the issue that it was dying. So, But anyway, I don't remember which one that was, Seguin or Nacogdoches.
We'll put our heads together here.
All right. Back in a moment, 210-308-8867. We'll talk about Calvin's article and answer your gardening questions right after this. Milberger's Gardening, South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 on Boulevardy Road, right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening, South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Boulevardy Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Milton Glueck along with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson, and we're talking gardening with you at 210-308-8867. As you know, every Saturday, Calvin's article is in the paper, and you want to talk a little bit about what you talked about?
Yeah, well, I just reminded everybody about that we're continuing to seek out more information about successful milkweed growing so that we can contribute to the success of monarch reproduction.
Okay.
And it's a fascinating topic, and it's a complex topic, and there's a lot of, I don't know if disagreement is too strong, but there's a lot of folks, different opinions of
there you go.
What they interpret some of the findings on the monarch. You know, is the successful migration necessary, or isn't it? Why do why the monarchs migrate, and sometimes and they don't other times? Why do some of the milkweeds easy to germinate and some of them are hard to germinate? How is the tropical milkweed, which is very attractive and easy to germinate, easy to transplant, is it a problem with with our monarch population? Should we just concentrate on native milkweeds? And it's kind of interesting if anybody has grown up in a farming area knows that milkweed is a tough weed, hard to control. Farmers have spent generations trying to control it. And here we are now, us milkweed advocates and butterfly supporters. We're trying to grow it so that the monarchs can get access to it. It's the only place they'll lay their eggs is on milkweed. And so that's part of what you'd be involved with if you participate in one of our classes, our milkweed and monarch classes.
Let's give the class stuff in just a second because I want to make sure we don't lose our caller. We're able to help him real quick. Cool. 210-308-8867. Jim is on the line, I think. Yep. Jim, welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. How you doing today?
Great. Thank you guys for taking my call. I got a couple of quick questions. And I live out here in the lower Tarpley, the Bandera area, so I'm in the hill country, so I get these extreme colds, right? So I've got two questions, and I know I'm going to get spanked for this first one, but I grow roses here, and I haven't trimmed the new growth off my roses. Is it too late, or should I just let it go? They look good, but should I've been taking like the little brown leaves off, but should I trim down some of the woody area on the new growth?
What kind of roses are they?
Oh, my God.
Hybrid teas, or are they old-fashioned?
Oh, gosh. I got them from the place in, oh, my goodness, the Antique Rose facility. So I have a mixture. I'm trying a mixture of them.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
Now, if they're the tough modern roses or old-fashioned roses, then your pruning really only has to be limited to dead branches and stems that are in the way.
Yeah.
Right.
Open it up on the if it's not dead or diseased.
Right. No, they're
turn some
great
off to
shape.
open it up.
Great shape.
And
Great shape.
they're starting to put foliage on and everything, but it's not going to bother them.
They've got green growth on there, and I'm like, man, I got to call you guys. My mother, who's passed away many years ago, told me, she says, Jimmy, early February, you got to trim these roses, no matter what. I didn't do it.
Yeah, you're going to get on that new growth. While we're hesitating on pruning, that's where your flowers are going to be.
I know.
So that you just want to do it a little bit.
Okay. My next question. I have had horrible success with bougainvilleas here. So I've got some really strong plants in the ground, and I've taken care of them. And then, of course, this year I've protected them, and all the stems are brown. Should I take that deadwood back down to the brown level? And I'm watering, and I'm using kind of organic fertilizer. I'm not trying to sprig them up. Have you got any suggestions? And my problem is I get that north wind off here, and it just really pulls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'd cut them.
I would, you're talking about a lack of success. Bougainvillea are their favorite cultural practices are kind of the opposite of everything else. They like to be root. They like to have their roots compacted.
Down.
That's why we grow them in containers.
Restricted.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
restrained.
And we generally don't plant them in the ground, but we can.
Okay. Because we've gone by houses in San Antonio and all over the area here, and I see houses that they have huge bougainvilleas on the sides, and I'm like, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
You're right. There are some that in sheltered locations, they prosper. Or if you go down to Mexico or someplace, you see a lot of them.
So I wouldn't worry about it. I'd go down to 3 to 6 inches.
Okay. I'm gonna cut them down on your recommendation. Okay. That's excellent. And so the last thing I got, 1.5, is I'm out here in the land of the agarita, and it's already blooming, and they're starting to put flowers on. And I tell you what, those red berries, I don't know if you guys ever had them, but those red berries are really good to eat. Obviously, they make agarita wine out of them, but they're that holly-looking plant, and the agaritas are blooming like crazy.
Yeah,
I don't have mesquite.
Very tasty.
I don't have mesquite.
The birds love them too.
Yes, the birds love them. It's good for all the society. And then the last thing I will say is we got in this discussion on milkweed. Well, I've got some natural milkweed growing in my pasture here, in my back pasture, and I was wondering, listening to your disposition on the milkweed, I'm going to try and come to that class and then try and proliferate some. And I was just wondering what type of, because we're in drought, what type of water would I need to put them out in my pasture where the other ones are growing?
Once they're established, they really don't require any supplemental watering.
Okay.
Those out in your pasture should be doing fine. They've got an unbelievable root system. Do you remember what variety it was?
No. This is natural. I'm on a ranch.
Yeah, I know, but there's about 7 native milkweeds here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. But hey, when you come to the class, bring a picture of one. One of them.
Okay.
Have you signed up yet?
No, I'm going to.
All right, you know the number, right?
I do.
Good. 210-497-3760. Thanks, man. Okay. Thanks, Jim.
Hey, and thank you very much for doing what you do every weekend. I listen.
Oh, we're glad you enjoy it, man.
Sunday,
we'll see you at the class.
You take care. Yeah. All right. You have a question? Will you come on the air with us? Okay, grab the microphone. You'll be on the air. and we'll see if we can help you. What's going on?
Well, I've got a mature Monterey oak tree in my front yard. It's got an exposed root about that big running across the top of the ground. If I cut that thing off 3 or 4 feet from the base of the tree, will it damage the tree?
No.
No.
But I always go, well, why again do you want to cut it?
It's in the way. I'm more in the yard, and it's just a tripping hazard.
Yeah.
Plus it's ugly.
So I always smile and going, hey, you can get rid of the grass.
Well, I've pretty much
over that
done
area.
that.
That's
Now,
just
you got to
the
be
reason
careful because Mark's education is forestry.
Yeah, so tree oriented. So I find it, that's a wonderful reason to get rid of all the grass in that area so you never have to cut it again.
No,
but yeah, you may cut that. Now, the thing is, once you cut it, it's going to regrow from that spot. So I would almost cut it further.
Closer to the tree?
Close to the tree. If it is as big as you say, about an inch,
Okay.
inch and a half.
Right.
Yeah, I might as well just cut it to the tree. If that's the only thing
And
I'm
that's one of the live oaks and that Monterey oak they really don't get bothered much by it. They're
If
well
it's just
adapted and tough.
If it's just one root like that, I don't have a problem.
Cool.
Now, if it's exposed to the air, always remember, it's got to
Spray it.
paint. Yep.
I'll do that. Okay.
Sounds
Thanks.
good.
Thanks,
Great.
Mark.
Great.
And
Appreciate
did you have
guys.
a question? You want to come on the air with us?
Sure.
All right. And then we're going to get to you, James, I promise. What's going on with you, sir? You're on the air.
How's it going? I'm interested in planting some blueberry bushes.
Okay.
And I heard that the squirrels and stuff eat the whole plant if you're not careful. So what do I do to keep this rodents and stuff like that away?
I haven't ever had a problem with them eating the plant. They go for the berries for sure.
Yeah. That's what you're talking about, is the berries.
Well,
right?
I had a guy that I talked to that was growing them as well. He said he had the squirrels eat his whole plant.
Nah.
No,
But I'm assuming it was a smaller plant, right? Before they get woody.
Yeah, well, now, I've never heard that. Now, you have Westies, which help in that.
Yeah.
West Highlanders.
But I got lots of squirrels, and I've never had that problem.
Yeah.
But they love the berries and them and the birds.
Yeah.
Now, if you got deer that get access, the deer will just eat those blueberries right.
Yeah,
Well, it would
deer.
be the plant. They'd eat the plant, yes.
You can.
Maybe just some type of chicken wire around it.
I would do that, or just at least for a while, just a test.
Okay.
But
Now,
I don't think you're going to have a problem with the squirrels eating the foliage.
The main thing with blueberries is make sure you grow in acidic soil, and I always forget the name of it. Get the purple bag
from Maine.
and grow them either in a raised bed or tub or something similar to that, because that's what they want. They want acidic soil.
Okay, will do. Appreciate it, guys.
Good
All
luck.
right.
Cool.
Keep
Thank
us
you so
informed.
much. All right. 210-308-8867. James is on the line at 210-308-8867. What's going on, James? Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Hey, I thought of another one that's more important than my other questions. I need to ask you. I already did it, but I had a thought. I was watering for my rain barrels, my onions and garlic, chives, other things, just listening to the program. And I put some of those mosquito dunk type product, the BT product.
BTI.
Yes, it crossed my mind. Is that safe to put on edible plants?
Absolutely. You can
Okay.
even ingest the dunks with no
Okay.
harm to you.
I thought
I've
so,
done it.
but I just wanted to make sure. As I was watering, I go, am I doing something wrong here?
No.
'Cause I'm gonna eat
No.
this stuff.
Do you have any hair left, James?
Yeah.
I am blessed with a full head of hair.
Oh.
In fact, it's a curse
Welcome
at
to the
times.
crowd.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's another reason. Everyone out there, hey. For
No,
everyone
they
out
work.
there,
They work well too.
Yeah. That's Bacillus thuringiensis. That is a bacterium that only affects Lepidoptera, moths and butterflies. And they have a special one, which is Israeliensis, BTI, which inhibits the development of the mosquito larvae. So if you have a place like James with a water tank, it's always important to keep either a mineral oil on top to suffocate all the larvae, or these ET dunks, which are very good. They're very easy. You just put them in every 4 weeks or so.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, I thought about that when I was watering. Anyway, my two questions. My gardenia, which has done well for me in a container. I think it's in like an 8 or 10 gallon container. I bought this soil acidifier a few years ago, and I've been putting it on there once or twice a year, like a tablespoon or two, and water it in. And it's responding really well to that. Should I do that now, or is it too early? That I don't know, with the timing on something like that.
Oh, I think you'd be all right now.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Without hesitation, I would.
Because you once you start that decline, where the acidification or the soil gets more basic, it's quite often it can be too late to retrieve it. So you want to kind of stay ahead of the acidification process.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm kind of adamant about it. You're going to be doing it every 2 to 3 months. I mean, just on a regular basis. Keep acidifying it. But you're watering from the tanks or from well water?
I'm using, I had been using well water, but now I have rain barrels that are full, even though we haven't had much rain. It doesn't take a lot of rain to fill them up, apparently. So I'm using the rainwater, and they should respond well. I just didn't know if it was too early to put that product on there, so I'll put that on shortly. The other question I had, I picked up not exactly what I was looking for, but my local garden center, I picked up 4-inch pots, Celebrity, which is great, and what's the other one? Early Girl. Should I put them can I put it? I know I can. Would you recommend I put them in the ground today, this week, or pot them up?
Well, it's kind of a debate. The conservative thing would be to wait until after March 15th, which you're close to. But with the weather has been the way it is, I think you're going to be okay. But
all right.
If they're potted up and they're looking good, they're not getting ready. Just wait the couple weeks.
Well,
Mark, do you agree?
Yeah. I said
they're not potted up yet. I'm just debating if I dig a hole in the ground or if I should just put them in 1 gallon pots.
No, I would. I don't think you need to dig the hole. I don't think you need to put them in 1 gallon pots.
Okay. So you're just adding another step. Is it somewhat protected from the wind in particular?
I can't. Well, I got to back up here. I grow them in containers. These 27 gallon containers. I can move them out of the wind.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
If they're in containers, I'd go ahead and plant them.
If you're moving from container to container, not a problem.
All right. I'll plant them today.
Long term. Yeah.
I'll plant them today. All right. Thank you.
All right,
Bye, James.
Thank you, James. You take care. All right, that'll free up a line. Why don't you give us a call right now as we take a break? 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas. I'm Milton Glueck along with Dr. Calvin Finch, Mark Peterson, talking gardening with you on a beautiful... Oh, the wind has picked up just a little bit. Those flags are moving. That's nice. But yeah, so, all right, let's see. We got a pretty day. We got a little breeze. It's warm.
The breeze is going the direction that it normally doesn't.
Yeah, it's coming from, I guess, the south. Yeah, oh, okay. But... yeah, so we want to talk with you about your gardening issues. Great calls from James and Jim and everybody, and then had some people that came up. If you're here at the nursery and you got a question, come on over to the porch, and we'll be happy to help you like we did with those other couple people that we were able to talk to earlier. 210-308-8867. All right, gentlemen, let's see. What else is going on? Oh, he's got some citrus there. He's got 2 citrus? Is that one big, one small?
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. All right. So other things to be doing in the garden right now. We talked about planting seeds, and you talked about, it's still time for pre-emergent?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, and which one were we recommending?
And we've got, you got three basic, at least three choices on the products for, if you're talking about controlling sandburrs and crabgrass. And that number one is Crew. Number two is the Dimension products. And then the third one is Barricade. So you just, I suggest that you look at the labels and see which one best meets your needs. And some of them are very small containers, and others are very large. So the Crew is in a large container, but it stores well. But you may want to stick with one of the Dimension products that you can get in several different sizes here at Milberger's. And as Mark mentions, usually it may involve controlling sandburrs, especially if you got a problem, real plague of sandburrs. It may involve applying a second. I used to have to do it on June 15th at the down there at the coast. But sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't need it if you don't have a severe situation. But if you're in Wilson County,
you may have to do it 3 times. But the Crew is nice because you can use it for both broadweeds and grassy weeds, and you can store it. You can use it in the fall as well.
Why is it going in and out?
Yeah, why am I going in and out?
Oh, is yours is too?
I don't know.
No, mine isn't.
I
don't know.
Yours isn't?
No.
But, so the Dimension is mostly for grassy and some broadweed. And the Barricade's mostly grassy. And, we also have Gallery, which is broadleaf. And then the Crew is kind of a mixture of grassy weeds and broadleaf.
Well, one of our famous weeds that's emerging right now is bedstraw.
Yeah, I saw that at one of the tree clients. I pointed down at their feet.
Now that
it was almost like it was alive.
Now it's relatively easy to control with one of the herbicides. The other thing that it's kind of interesting, if you have a rake with a steel head, it'll you can rake it.
Rake it and it kind of clumps it together, and then you can dispose it. But it is insidious.
Yeah.
It is an insidious grower.
Is that the one that dogs like?
Yeah.
Or that likes dogs?
Yeah, or likes dogs.
Yeah, but it's
sticky.
Yeah, it is sticky. And it's easy to kill with the herbicide on the lawn because the herbicides don't hurt the lawn. But if you got it in the edge of your shrub border and in the garden, quite often it's easier just to use a rake because of the herbicides involved may have some impact on your broadleaf plants, perennials, and shrubs and things in the planted areas. Now we're talking about milkweed too. So that's interesting. We're getting a lot of reports on milkweed already. Folks already seeing milkweed coming back, and also some of the gardeners had moved. It seems to be a common practice that they take the seeded containers, and that first year they take them inside, and then they're bringing them back out into the garden now, and so that kind of takes advantage of giving them an extra year to get that big root created. And one gardener was telling me this morning that he duplicated in the old days with our pecan trees, with the long tube for the roots. He says that works really well with the milkweed because they have a similar long root like that. And so even a 4-inch container would usually work too. So the idea is to pick the native milkweed that's best for your area, or establish which one is best for your area. Let it get 1 year's growth, and then transplant it into the garden. Now you can. A lot of the seed companies recommend you plant directly. Our classes, and I have not had great luck with that, planting the seed directly.
Yeah, one of the packets that I have here that I got off our seed racks here says that as plant right into the ground. And this one is mostly the swamp.
Well, and I keep putting out I think even in my the column here Milton was talking about the column today in the Express News, and it's about time to grow our knowledge of milkweed. I think we mentioned in there too, if you had good luck with that process, let us know, because I haven't heard much luck here in the San Antonio area with planting directly into the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have had good luck with that,
Yeah, we'd like to know.
let me go. Let us know. You can get seed like
I just picked this up off one of our seed racks. It says irresistible blend, and one of the major components was swamp milkweed, and it says when to sow outside 2 to 4 weeks before your average frost date. So that's right now. But then it says special germination instructions. It talks about stratification underneath this. It may be too late for those seed packets. But anyway.
Yeah, now there's some.
But that's what we'll all be discussing in this project. Is what to do and which ones do the best.
Yeah, and then we've got, of course, Milbergers will have tropical and some of the other milkweed selections available
As transplants.
Yes. If you're looking for seeds, go to Native American Seed Company over there in Junction. Just go on the website. They very responsive, quickly, reasonable priced. Lots of choices of the native. And then our friends at Douglas King Seed Company, they concentrate on that Zizoti. That's the one that's native to south and west of San Antonio, and that is the easiest to get to germinate next to the tropical. Easiest to get to germinate and easiest to transplant as well. We still have some questions about, is it a favorite milkweed of the monarchs and related, because one issue we've seen at least last year was that the queen butterflies that were busy laying eggs on all our planted milkweeds, and the caterpillars were eating them all up. It was not interested in the Zizoti.
Zizotes.
So now I discussed it with the Douglas King Seed Company's expert, and they said there's not a major experience they've had. So we'll have to verify that, and we will have some of those seedlings available too, but we'll have to verify that that's the case. And I know a lot of our gardeners out there, especially if they live over in the west and south of San Antonio, have some native Zizoti milkweed that grows. And so any reports you can give us on the fact that the monarchs have laid their eggs on it and do come to the blooms, let us know. Another topic, I'll just mention that we don't want to forget that nectar is important.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And Mark and I mentioned zinnias, mistflower.
Yeah, mistflower, blue curl right now.
Yes, blue curl is a
right now would
all
be a good
star.
one. Some of the salvias. I was looking around the corner here.
Porterweed.
And porterweed's coming along.
And later are the one that's growing.
The lantanas.
Lantanas.
Yeah, it's a little early for that. The blue plumbagos are ready. They're returning to form here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, all those up there.
And
mine aren't yet, but.
And our pentas later too.
Oh yes, I went and checked, and those are all Dreamland with their flower buds ready to go.
The pentas?
No, not the pentas. I'm sorry, the zinnias.
Okay.
My mind was going to pentas. But pentas are great too.
Well, and let's talk about that now a little bit, because I know we were concerned a while back about wildlife and keeping it, but it's getting warm and things are going to start growing. Should I start? So, like, my blue plumbago is pretty much brown and light green and looking yucky. Should I cut it back now or wait longer?
This is the week.
This is the week? You think so?
The traditional week.
Okay.
The last week in February, first week in March.
Oh, okay.
As you cut back all your perennials.
Oh, okay. You agree with that?
Well, I kind of wait till the last minute till I see some resprouting, like on the things like help me on the subtropicals. Some of those subtropicals haven't started.
Like the hibiscus or the...
No. Well, yeah. Hibiscus really isn't one we think about as a nectar source, but the ones that bloom and then they freeze back. We got there are 3 or 4.
I'm
talking about perennials or?
Yeah.
Well, we have.
Well, there's shrimp plant, blue plumbago.
Tropical hibiscus.
Oh, tropical hibiscus. Yes. So we're just talking tropicals, huh?
Yeah. And there's 4 or 5 that we.
There's a porterweed. That's
okay.
Subtropical and dies back. Boy, I'm looking across what we have here, and I can't really think.
Well, they're not. They really haven't started to grow yet.
Yeah. In other words, the point is, no. Calvin is correct. The soil is not warm enough to really get germination off of these.
Okay.
Subtropical.
So if you can wait, a lot of gardeners like get restless and they like to have it neat. So rather than be uncomfortable, I'd go ahead and do that. But you can wait another couple weeks, 3 weeks, and the advantages there are that you don't slow down the process of the plant recovering, and you do provide some cover and for the birds, like the towhees and thrashers are going strong now. If you see them working in your leaves, they're kicking up the leaves, and they're if you got a feeder, they're under your feeder and everything. So they're really pretty interesting to have, and if you can make it desirable for them and help them find some feed sources, that's even better. And if I could, I just can't believe we can't think of the plants the subtropical plants that bloom every summer. During the middle of the summer, the hot weather plants.
Well, I said with the hot weather ones, we have the Pride of Barbados, we have Esperanza, and we have the one we really think about is firebush, and that is subtropical and every summer. And then right now, it's probably a bunch of stems, brown stems, which are great for cover. But as Kevin mentioned, a lot of people like to be a little bit more fastidious in their landscape, and we'll cut those down. So I said traditionally.
Yep, the last.
And I changed my tune on that. I just said it's best time. I said traditionally we've done it the last week. of February and first week of March.
So I have a dumb question.
That's okay.
What is the best way to tackle? So we've got a bed in front of the house that is full of both perennials and weeds. And I presume that I can tell the difference, but I don't know if I can. So I'm trying to figure out what the best approach is to get some of the weeds out now. That's cooler. I'm in the shade in the afternoon. I was actually just going to sit in there, find a place to sit and just pull the weeds out and throw them on the thing. But I was trying to think is there a better way to do it so it's more efficient?
No, if the stems of the perennials are dead, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you pull them anyway.
You're right. Yeah. Well, I don't want to pull them. Yeah.
Or cut them.
Okay, I can cut them, but I don't want to pull the perennials, right?
No. So,
but I would know kind of from the first pull. The weed is going to come up easy, right? The perennial is going to go. What are you doing?
You can if the perennial stem is dead, you can use a glyphosate product on top of the weeds.
Oh.
Because it requires a green material for it to work.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But then again, it's weeds.
Yeah.
What happens in 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks with the weeds?
They're going to die?
They're going to die.
Oh, okay.
So why worry about it?
All right. Well, I want to start putting nice things like y'all were talking about the zinnias in this bed.
Uh-huh.
And right now it's just weeds in the thing. So the shrimp plant that we have in there is, it's kind of struggling.
Well, then you just cut
out of this. I would cut it back so there's no green.
All right.
Yeah, there a lot of gardeners just cut it back whether the stems are frozen or not.
Okay.
And Turk's cap, same thing. And
So this is dumb, but like just sit down by the bed with your loppers and just pull and lop and pull.
Do you have a computer?
What's that?
Do you have a computer?
I do, as a matter of fact.
Can you go to the Gardening Volunteers in South Texas?
Oh, is there a video?
There is a video on how to do it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What do you talk about?
It is how to prune perennials, and we're using a house in Southtown. And the Lofbakken neighborhood is actually.
Okay. No. And my question was more like, I don't know. It always seems a pain, so you don't do it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of how to make it less painful to get out there and pull weeds.
Painful, but I'll show you how to cut things down.
Now, if you want a real challenge, if you've got...
No, thank you.
I
can think of a few.
The snapdragons, they went through that freeze, and traditionally they'll want to start blooming for the fall right now. But
oh my goodness,
if you have rescue grass growing in your garden, then that is a tough weed to pull.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. POA or wild bluegrass.
Okay.
And rescue grass is extremely tough.
And the rescue grass is as tall as tall as the rocket snapdragon. So, but that's another one you would sit. You'd sit there and I always set a goal. I'm going to do 6 rows.
Oh, okay.
Today or 2 rows.
I like
today.
that. Yeah. Now, see, I can do that. I can just do like 3 feet.
Yeah.
From front to back and just call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be consistent, though. Every day you're going to do a little bit.
Now, what about putting soil on the bed if it's kind of gotten... Is that a good idea?
Do you want more weeds?
Oh.
You can. I'm
No?
No.
Okay.
If you're making if you're replenishing your rose bed or redoing your, like I am on the Tough Modern Roses, this is a good time to do that.
Okay.
Right now. And of course, if you got to replace some plants, it's a good time to buy them here at Milton.
I was going to say, 50 years ago, that was standard practice, adding soil on the yard.
Oh, okay.
What I found out is it just brings in more weeds.
Okay. All right, I'm going to take a break real quick, and you give us a call, 210-308-8867.
Boy, I wish I had some more of that sausage.
Yeah, Mark. It sure was nice.
I had jerky for us
tomorrow. Oh, okay. We'll take a quick break and come back with more of Milberger's Gardening South Texas right after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Bert's calling us. It's Chalmette Bert. What you say, man? What's going on?
Oh, no, just, I'm glad I'm not in the Big Easy this weekend. It'd be totally crazy.
It'll be nutty. Let's see. So is Bacchus tomorrow or is Bacchus past? That was the one.
I think Bacchus is the night before prior to, or the Sunday night prior to.
Or to Mardi Gras. Okay.
Right. But, so just what I want to say about the soil prep, Mark, you were saying that it's a little too cold still to direct seed, correct?
For some plants.
Okay.
So I don't.
Well,
I don't.
Go ahead. Finish up. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say for some vegetables and some plants, yeah. But things like radishes and carrots and beans, cucumbers, we're probably getting warm enough to do that.
My suggestion to some people, whether they live north of the city and stuff, I always kept my soil regular in the New Orleans area. You've ever heard, I know most of y'all probably heard of biosolarization.
Yeah, so you're using a clear plastic and heating that soil up to kill all the weeds.
Right. And that'll also kill your fescue grass, too, down to the roots. It'll burn them up, just keep acting like a magnifying glass, because I've killed a bunch of St. Augustine, and my mother liked to have a fit. She loved her St. Augustine grass, you know. It wasn't centipede. This was real St. Augustine. So.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I wanted to see if anybody wants to just, like you're talking about butterflies, and I think monarchs, does it take 3 generations for them to get to Canada and back, 3 sets of laying eggs or something?
Well, yeah, at least three generations.
Yeah. And if you really like butterflies here, and you're like, I don't know if they're called fritillaries or fritillaries.
Fritillaries, yeah.
Fritillaries, yes. Buy you a bunch of, I found this, I learned this by experience when I went out to y'all and I got the purple passion flower vine. And let me tell you what, I couldn't keep enough. They were just like, I'd buy one, it'd grow up, and they would be devoured overnight or all in a day.
Yeah.
And,
I've seen them eat almost all the foliage off, and there's still a few blooms left. And then, but in 3 weeks, the foliage, or 4 weeks, the foliage would be back. So they can tolerate a lot of attention from the fritillaries. But you're right. If you got a vine there, they'll find it.
Yes, they will. And one question about that: the passion flower vine, is that the same one for the passion fruit, or is it a total different plant altogether?
Well, passion fruit, yeah, that's a tree.
Okay,
I survived on passion fruit juice when I was in Puerto Rico working.
Oh, wow.
Well,
I love it.
I love it.
Lots of passion vine, different passion vine selections too.
Yeah, there's 4 different varieties of passion vine. There's I think 3 native and 1 non-native, but they all attract the butterflies.
That's a good thing to know, and I'll have to just double check with the store and see when y'all got them in.
Yeah, or you can do that wish list thing too. Don't forget about that.
All right, I'll check it out. Like I said, and that's what I'm doing. As I said, I'm moving, and with injuries, not doing a garden this year. But I'm going to have to thank the Green Weenies, and for you from Louisiana, I don't mean Tulane University followers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a green fry. I mean, like all these bags and stuff they're sending the stuff in. I'm like, well, I'm packing up all my plants and my pots and stuff. I'm just using these shipping bags as temporary growing vessels.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think
sounds
Mark was
a good
like,
idea.
yeah, he had an idea too that you liked last week. I think
I
you were
come
like,
from
ooh.
the old school. From the old school. We didn't throw stuff away. We fixed it, and when we couldn't fix it anymore, then we threw it away. I don't have a fire pit, and that's what we did with all the old paper. We burnt it and had a fire pit.
Yeah, That's how I grew up a long time ago. Long time ago. We had a big 55-gallon drum.
Oh, is that right?
That was it. Yeah, that's what I use all the way. And like apartment complexes don't like that.
No, I imagine you're right about that. You didn't have to find that out the hard way, though, did you?
No. I just knew better, but they still didn't like my my little pit. I bought one just like a fire pit, like just a nomadic style with folding legs. So because I lived in an apartment in the Army, in the barracks, so you couldn't have it to leave it outside, or else it would walk, so to speak. No, no, they just frowned upon that, and I did everything according to the fire code, and I had the fire department come out and check and make sure I was doing it correctly, but the apartment management still frowned upon it. So,
yeah. Okay. Sorry, Bert.
Choose your battles. Y'all take care. I might have some questions tomorrow.
Well, we'd like to hear from you.
Yeah. All right.
All righty. Take care now.
Man.
Enjoy the rest of your day outside.
Yeah, get some King's cake.
I'd like to find around here, but not the ones at HEB, because that's like Mackenzie's. It's like nothing but icing and sugar, and I don't need that. I'll be doing backflips in my sleep.
Oh yeah. So if you find a good one, tell me. Okay.
Yeah,
or you find one that's a little less sugary.
All righty. Y'all
Thanks.
take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Bert.
All right,
Bye now.
210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Yeah.
Is that the king? That's where you bite down and try to find the sickle or the silver? Or what?
No. You're trying to put the baby. There's a baby in there.
Oh, there's a baby in there.
So
Okay.
Bert can tell us tomorrow whether this was his experience too. Is what you did. You got this King's cake, and you've seen them at HEB, and it's got all the frosting, the sugary stuff. And inside there's a little plastic baby somewhere.
Right.
You don't know where.
Right.
All right. And so you cut a piece, and the person that gets the baby had to buy the cake for the next time.
Oh, okay.
So you got the baby, and you were responsible for buying it the next time. So yeah, and there was King's Cakes was really good. I liked all the sugar and the glazing, but I'm gotten to an age where I probably should stay away from the sugar and the glaze and all that. But Bert can tell us tomorrow whether that was his experience too. But yeah, there's lots of bakeries around here that sell it as well. I think it's also kind of a Ash Wednesday, Fat Tuesday type thing. So all right. So we've got about 3 minutes left, guys. What do we need to bring up before we get to this and stuff tomorrow? When does your thing drop? Your video is last Friday of the month or the first?
First Friday of the month. So
next Friday.
The one that I mentioned about pruning is still going on. And then next Friday, there'll be a couple of different videos. One of them was we finished last week. Good friend Liz of Uprooted Gardens. And she and I are talking about raised beds. And her company focuses on herbs and vegetables, but we're just talking about generally what to do for raised beds.
Okay,
it's an interesting one.
Very cool, Calvin. You want to bring up your thing real quick with the time we have left?
Well,
there's only a couple slots left.
Go to the Millburgers website, and you can. There's 4 classes: Monarch and milkweed classes scheduled through March and April. And, of course, the next one is the 15th here at Millburgers. You can sign up for that, or the 22nd at the Education Resource Center over there by Medical Center. And people that participate and are interested in monitoring the seeded milkweed, each one will get 2 containers so they can keep track of it for us.
All right, and you find the phone numbers and all the info at millburgernursery.com. That's millburgernursery.com, where you'll find out about upcoming classes. David Rodriguez is going to be here again at the end of March, so you can learn more about that. I think it's on lawns, but I'll check and see. But you can check yourself and see it. Go to millburgernursery.com. Well, I encourage you to, as we wrap up today, thanks to Al for doing a great job getting all the calls on the air and making us sound so good. And, of course, we want to thank you for listening. But come on out here. There's a big crowd out here today. People enjoying it and roaming around, trying to see what she bought. I can't tell. But anyway, all right. Back in just a day. See you tomorrow. Back here at Millburgers.
Zinnias.
Yep. On 9:30 a.m., The Answer.